Erev Tov Chavrim. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Just a quick take this evening, friends, because I'm actually working on some biblical insights about this latest threat from Hezbollah. It says Israel pushing region to war. Very serious threat Nasrallah is making against Israel right now about the region being, about Israel pushing not only is they claiming that Israel is pushing a war between Israel and Hezbollah, but also the Lebanon, Syria, and the Gaza Strip. Now, very strong accusations, and of course, Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah, claiming that Jews that are living in Israel, they should leave and go back to the countries from where they migrated. As he states there, he said his beef is not with the Jews, but rather the Zionist government. Well, there's some interesting biblical prophecies that I want to share with you guys about this particular situation that's going on. And we're going to be looking in that tomorrow, but it's a pretty in-depth study. So I want to take the time to really share this with you in depth. Also, just as a reminder as well, friends of Syria, they were stating that Israel's justice minister, if Putin wants to survive, he needs to keep his military forces out of Syria. So could be some truth to the matter of what Nasrallah, as far as his claims are, that Israel is looking to push a war with Hezbollah as well as Syria. There's another article from when I was doing a Russian language search, which also claims that Israel is wanting to actually put boots on the ground in Syria. Not that I see anything coming from the Israeli government saying this, but the article was claiming that Israel wants to put boots on the ground in Syria to deal with the Iranians and the threat of the Iranians closer to their own border. Don't know if that's actually going to happen, but there is some very interesting prophecies laying out there that are certainly very concerning as you look into it. Also, I saw there's been a lot of news coming out of Spain, by the way, from a little place called Catalina. And if you look here on the map here, we're looking at Spain. Come over here to the right, you see Catalina, that little area there in the red circle. That's Catalina. That's a little area that they're doing a referendum for their own autonomy from Spain. Well, you know, it's one thing to have a vote for a referendum, but what the Spanish government has been doing is pretty serious here, friends. They have really cracked down on the people there trying to stop the referendum, dragging people off, beating them with batons, breaking into the voting arenas there. Even the police of Catalina was withstanding the government's national police, and as they were saying, they didn't care if they were elderly or not. They were getting after even the elderly. This is where the police would stand, Spain's nationalist police here, trying to push them back. Firefighters came in later to try to protect the citizens so that they could vote for their own referendum there. And the police began to beat the firemen as well with their batons, shooting them with rubber bullets. A very serious situation going on there in Spain today. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Quick take of our broadcast here. Again, tomorrow we will go into depth about this situation and the possibility of Israel getting into a broader conflict there in the Middle East. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. Erev Tov.